All of your favorite smart home sensors just got a budget section counterpart. And I mean, these things are the price of a Big Mac, except for one, which is like the price of a Big Mac when ordered through Uber Eats, probably. IKEA just revamped their smart home lineup with Matter over Thread replacements and made them dirt cheap to lower that smart home barrier to entry. These sorts of devices aren't even close to the most expensive devices you'll buy for your smart home, but they are the devices of which you'll buy the most. Huh? You'll buy a lot of these. So today, we're determining which of the new IKEA devices are safe to replace the premium devices in my house. One of them has no direct premium counterpart at all.
I'm Patrick Hunt, and I want you to like smart home tech as much as I do. Real solutions with Matter, Apple Home, and a little creativity. Weekly, I'll show you how small upgrades can make a big difference. Welcome.
IKEA went all in on Matter over Thread, and Hue just pulled this same thing this past fall with their new A19 bulbs. Both IKEA and Hue left Thread entirely off the box. So a lot of the one-star reviews you'll see for these devices on the IKEA site are complaining that a hub is required. It's not a bug, it's a feature. And the communication of that feature, I think, is pretty important. But hey, I'm the one with a YouTube channel. Barrier to entry, the things you gotta deal with to get the system up and running. A $7 device quickly becomes a $107 device if you have to buy a HomePod just to make it work. And in that case, the barrier is just as high as it ever was. But that's a risk IKEA was willing to take. Just to be clear, Matter over Thread devices like these require a Matter controller and a Thread border router, which are often the same device, the most popular being the Apple TV 4K with Ethernet or a HomePod. I use a Homey Pro, which I'll revisit later in the video. There are 6 new devices from IKEA, at least that are available in the US. We don't have them all, and others have been announced. And they all have Swedish names that I can't remember nor pronounce. But that's just because I'm stupid. But it's no better for my memory than something as arbitrary as FP300 or something. So can these $7 tongue twisters outfit my entire home and replace my, on average, $30 premium sensors? Let's start with the air quality sensor, because this is actually the most expensive at $30. It measures PM 2.5, CO2, temperature, and humidity. It's not battery powered, but does not come with the required USB-C cable. Temperature is not exposed to Apple Home for some reason. And by the way, that was CO2, not CO1. I could use another CO detector in my house, but I've never really considered CO2. And anyway, this thing has been sitting in our kitchen and the CO2 has been rising and falling with no purposeful intervention from us. So I'm afraid most of us wouldn't know what to do with this thing. I'm confident that there are rooms or environments that I'm not really considering right now, but I'm just thinking out loud about that value add and the sorts of actions that we'll take based on this data. Next is the contact sensor. It's big because it has to fit a AAA battery, but it's $8 and it's been doing its job answering the question open or closed. So do you put it on every door? If you attempt to build my inherently flawed native Apple Home security system, then sure, put it on every door. But you're more likely to be using your brand of security system door and window sensors on your exterior doors and windows. This would be purely for automations, like the one I have on our nursery door. If you don't mind the size, then this is a good choice. Then we have the motion sensor for $8. I've had it sitting side by side with the Eve Motion for almost 2 months now. I've been using an automation to turn on the laundry room lights. There are 3 of them, so I singled one out to be controlled by the IKEA sensor, and it also turns the light red. And every single time that light was delayed. I thought it might be the light itself, so I switched lights, and then that one was delayed. The motion sensor then went permanently unresponsive in Apple Home and entirely removed itself from Homey Pro. I'm sticking with the Eve Motion here. It's just been a better experience all around. Next is the temperature sensor. I've had it sitting side by side with the Eve Room, and they commonly report the same temperature and humidity for the most part. Of course, the Eve Room also reports back air quality. This device is good for capturing more data in your home, but once again, you're likely using Ecobee smart sensors or Nest sensors to actually contribute to controlling your thermostat. If you've figured out how to do it in Apple Home using various temperature sensors, I'd love to hear about how you're doing it. Then we have the button for $6. It exposes 2 buttons to Apple Home, each with single, double, or long press. I don't have much to say here. There aren't a ton of Matter buttons on the market, and this one works as expected. So for $6, give it a shot. This is a great opportunity to mention that there's one small catch. Actually buying these devices is an absolute pain in the ass. If you're like me, then you probably order all of your smart home tech. And if you're in the US, then you probably don't have a conveniently located IKEA. Ordering for delivery requires a $35 minimum and a $10 delivery fee. Some were easy to get, others were only available in bulk and often sold out. One time, it just said the truck was unavailable. So getting all of these took 2 shipments and buying multiples just to hit that $35 minimum. The other thing I didn't love about all of them is that they all require a pry tool just to get to the battery, but that's not a big deal. Last but not least is the water leak sensor for $8. I was the most excited for this one because I've had no Matter over Thread alternative. I think a water leak sensor is one of the most important devices that you can have throughout your house, under sinks, appliances, and in your utility closet. At $8, IKEA made it very easy to do this, but it's got to be reliable. Ever since I bought this sensor, it has shown as unresponsive in Apple Home. However, the alarm did sound and it reconnected to Apple Home upon contact with water. This doesn't make me feel all warm and fuzzy, and it's probably a firmware update that's needed. But it doesn't kill the device for me, given that the alternatives are so limited. And that brings me to Homey. I've been using an Aqara water leak sensor without the Aqara hub. So it's essentially the same hub-free experience as the IKEA sensor, but of course, wouldn't have been possible strictly in Apple Home. In fact, I've used all of these devices in Homey Pro. That's where all of my automations are created. The air quality sensor exposes temperature here, and I can even turn the display entirely off, even by accident. Otherwise, they've all acted as expected. So some of these are not ready for prime time. Some are better than the premium option, and some are the only option. But one thing's for certain, they're all cheap enough to try, if they're actually in stock, not for bulk order only, and you meet that $35 minimum. But I don't think you're outfitting your whole house with these, more likely just filling in the gaps. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next week.